Hmm. All right. It appears as though we're live. Uh, okay. That should work. I think I've got sound. I think everything's functioning properly. We'll let it go at that. So, recently I've been doing some posts about cryptocurrencies. Um, there are some folks that know that I've been playing with that for a little bit. But I'll tell you what I had a hard time with in the beginning is determining an exit strategy, right? Like, at what point do you take profits? At what point do you walk away? Right? You can't just sit and and have a magical date, right? Like you don't know what the market's going to do at any given time. I'm not going to get into trend analysis or how you determine that. That's not. Hello, Blue. How's it going, buddy? So that's not what this talk is about. The talk is the strategy at exit. Like, what do you do with those profits? So, for me, with the cryptos, has been very much to use that money to attain physical assets, right? Like, how do I convert this thing that is out in the ether, right? This currency that you can't seem to hold in your hands. And what I want to do is just kind of share with y'all um, what my strategy is in exit. So I'll preface just a little bit. About 6 weeks ago, I think probably closer to 8 weeks ago, um, I bought a lot of Shiba Inu, a lot, like 22.5 million coins. Now, this was not a tremendous amount of money, right? Um, uh, but it was a lot of coin in hopes that like maybe it'll drop a zero, right? Instead of dot 5 or 6 naught and a number, maybe it'll go down to 4 naught or 5 naught a number, and naught as in zero or aught. Um, and that happened, and it happened rather rapidly. Um, Within a 30-day period, it went up 1.2 thousand%. So I made some profit off of that. And not only the crazy stressed out time of like, when do I snatch my money out and run? And I nailed that pretty good. I saw a double downturn happen. It didn't look like it was going to get back into support. And last night at 10 something in the evening, I snatched out all my money. And it was absolutely exhilarating to ride this ride up to this highest of high that it thought was impossible. I mean, you have this shit Shiba Inu coin that suddenly became the sixth largest cryptocurrency on the planet in a matter of 26 hours or something. It was absolutely unreal. And but I took that money and I've been doing that over a period of time now since April. I do have a couple of small little mining rigs as well. It's nothing to get rich on, right? Once a few more people arrive, I wish you could explain cryptocurrencies. I confess I still don't know much. And we'll get into that, Blue. I most certainly will. But what I'm going to do is go ahead and we'll talk about what my think is about cryptos. Now, there are a few that there are a few currencies I think that are long haul coins, right? Like these ones you put money in and you walk away from it and you don't look back, right? They're going to be here for I say perpetuum, but I'm not going to live that long. They're going to outlive me, right? So know a good investment when you see it, right? But so here's what I've done, and obviously everybody has their own thing, but my idea was to convert this stuff into real physical wealth, right? So what I want to do is show you guys a few options here. Um, that is a 10-ounce silver bar, and here's another 10-ounce silver bar. Maybe we can stack them where you can tell that there are actually two of them sitting there. The light's kind of funky. I'll do my best. Um, these are 5-ounce bars. Those are 1 ounce. And last night with my fairly large earnings in comparison to what all of this is, I did go ahead and put in another order and doubled down as well. So, but what I want to do is go over a couple of options, right? Like, there's clearly a chunk of change here. These are not small bars, right? It's 10 ounces. So, but there's options that I want to explain to people. Like when I started out on this silver thing, there's no way I could go and spend 10 or 20 grand in silver. There's just no fucking way, right? Like we are poor people from poor earth, and but there's options, and that's kind of what I want to go over today. So let's just say hypothetically that you made an extra $100 somewhere, right? And you wanted to go ahead and put that into silver. Now, there's options that are way doable right now in today's market. 1 ounce silver rounds or bars, depending on what you get, whether they're new or secondary market, will be somewhere in the markets of $26 to $29 by the time you get it to your door, right? So, in that thinking, there's $100, right? Like you just take your $100 and you can convert it to real metal. There's 3 ounces, so $100, and you would still have some change left in your pocket after that. So 3 ounces in bar. You'd also do silver rounds that are in 1 ounce denomination. What I do recommend to anybody that's getting started in metals is the larger the chunk of metal, the better you do as far as pricing, because the premiums aren't as high. So there's a couple reasons why, and that is the die that is made for any bar, and typically bars are a little bit more price conscientious than rounds as well. So if I have a 1 ounce bar, a 5 ounce bar, or a 10 ounce bar, the molds that are used are relatively the same money. There's not a whole lot of extra change that is required hey Quasi, to make these molds. So the rub comes in that when you buy a 1 ounce bar, the castings or the molds can only be used so many times, so they wear out much faster on a 1 ounce bar as opposed to a 10 ounce. So if you're paying a premium of say, $5 over spot for a 10 ounce bar, then you're probably going to pay closer to $7 an ounce over spot for a 1 ounce bar. Can I see that 10 ounce bar up close? Yeah, buddy. I don't know if the camera will focus on it well, but I'll do my best for you. That is 10 troy ounces. That's from American Precious Metal Exchange, APMEX. They really are pretty. They've done a fine job. I buy a lot of APMEX silver. Oh, Quasi, I had a fantastic birthday. Terry and Belinda and Abby and I went out to dinner at the Mexican joint, and we drank 2.5 gallons of margarita, and then brought another 2.5 jugs home from the restaurant and kept on drinking. I was up till about 4 o'clock in the morning, and then got up 1 o'clock, went to work at 6 o'clock, and did monthly hard counts at work. So the things I want to point out is obviously, look, if you're going to go shopping, look, number one, at what the premiums are, right? So if you say, hypothetically, yeah, it is aesthetically pleasing, I agree. Hypothetically, I'm just going to throw numbers out there. Let's say you have $1,000, right? And you say, I have $1,000 I want to buy silver with. Look at different denominations, right? I mean, Just right now, using about $28 an ounce. By the time it gets to your door, 10 ounces is 280 bucks, right? So I think the APMEX currently is like 279. Yeah, small quantities, right? So if you buy like 1 to 10 of them, it'll cost you like 280 bucks for a 10-ounce bar. Excuse me. So shop around and see, like, is it cheaper to buy one 10-ounce bar or two 5-ounce bars, or 10 1-ounce bars, right? This is all 10 ounces, no matter how we dice it up. Typically, a 10-ounce bar is going to be more affordable than buying two 5s or 5 10s, but they may have a sale running on smaller stuff. And then the other thing is either secondary market or pre-circulated coin. So I like having smaller denominational stuff just in case if I'm ever going to need it. Think of all that Dogecoin you could buy yourself. Yeah. Hey, buddy. By the way, I jumped out at. I couldn't have done any better last night. Walking away from Sheeb, I cashed in 22,649,000 coin, and I managed to do that at 4.79. Now it was like 7,981. Right, it was right at it as it dropped from 80, and I saw it going. So anyway, pre-circulated coin. So these are dimes. They refer to this as junk silver, but this is 90% silver. So this is 1/10 of 1 ounce, but it's only valued at about 90% of what 1/10 of an ounce of 999 pure. This is 90% silver as opposed to 99.9% pure. So there are options, right? So as far as like previously circulated or junk coin, you can find these relatively affordable. Again, if this is something that you're considering, the larger the quantity, the better the deal, or lower the premium. So for instance, if you do a bag of, say, 500 coin, it might only cost about $1,500 to $1,700, depending on what the current spot is any given day. Spot does have a tendency to move around a little bit. But there we go. So you can get these in a 50 count roll, which is how big this is. You can get them in smaller rolls as well, 10, 20 piece, or you can buy them singles, right? So, and APMEX does carry these as well in junk silver. But this is another option, right? This is 5 ounces. This is 5 ounces. Boom. So we have another 10-ounce option. We can do it with a single bar, a pair of 5s, obviously 10 1-ounce bars, or 2 rolls of 90% silver and dimes. All give you the same amount, 10 ounces. So you're looking at roughly $280 in each one of these stacks real quick. What we got here? Pre-circulation coins don't move me, but bars of silver do. Well, and don't get me wrong. Look, there's a feeling you get, and I've never had it from folding money, and I've had a lot of damn folding money in my life. But there's a feeling you get when you're holding metals that's unlike any other. It is not. It's not the same as these fucking dollar signs, The reason I like to stock some of the coin is this, Blue. I'm a conspiracy fucking nut at heart, right? I always, and I mean I always, live. I wish I could make it go away, but I have this feeling of impending doom that follows me all the time. And I can speak from experience that most of the time it is way unwarranted, but I have it. And my thinking is this: if the proverbial shit were to hit the fan and it came time to have to use this stuff, people recognize coins that they've seen before their whole life. So if I hand somebody a 1948 dime, number one, you can taste it, you can smell it, you can see real silver. It has a look to it that fake coin does not. But it's recognizable, and it's in a denomination that people understand what it is. 1/10 of an ounce, 0.9 pure. So I always have some dimes, some quarters. I don't buy junk nickels unless they're Buffalo. If they're old Buffaloes, then obviously that's still a good silver nickel. The problem is nickel was the first coin that we started running not in silver. Right? It became zinc and nickel, and so anyway, I don't buy them, but I do. Like I'll sort through change. You get the change bucket laying around in your house. I'll just grab a few of these real quick. You have that change bucket laying around in your house. And before you go spending that stuff or cashing it in or anything, take a look at them. Anything that's pre-1964, these are silver. So just grab them up, hoard them, throw them in a freaking bag, set them aside. Medication is called opium. Very good at getting rid of feelings. Yeah, I think that's probably one of them that would function that way. Too funny. Anyway, there are avenues to be able to turn your profits into tangible goods. So, don't be scared to do that. Don't get greedy. Don't be that guy that. The only thing worse than saying, "Man, I really wish I would have bought that when it was cheaper," is being the guy that says, "Man, I really wish I would have got out when I was supposed to." I have watched people ride the roller coaster down as fast as they wanted to ride it up, and it's sad, man. Don't be greedy. Be smart about this. If you're going to play with these fucking cryptos, if you're going to play with any investment, it's gambling, right? So there's some gambling, there's some bets that are, safer than others, right? If somebody's flipping cards over and you're guessing red and black, there's a 50% chance you'll win. And it just comes with some risk, right? It's a coin toss, literally. So if you're going to try to hedge bets, all profit, baby. Yeah. $750 worth of crypto right now. Good job, buddy. Good job. I have just a smidge more than that. I cashed in everything last night. I mean, everything. Like, I dumped my entire wallet in cash and just walked away from it. So that's it. I'm just going to let the money sit for a minute and let myself calm down after this ride. I ended up pulling out of Sheeb last night. I'd have to do the math, but it was almost a 13x over a 30-day period. So I was pretty fucking jazzed up. You know what I mean? So that was yeah, and I think we're probably about the same dollar sign, if I'm not mistaken, Quasi. So, like I said, there's no other word to describe it. It was absolutely exhilarating to ride that wave. The increase in value that happened last night with Shiba Inu was unlike any that I've seen. I mean, we've had other cryptos that have climbed in a way that I would say was rapid, but not like this. And I mean, it's down. Last time I looked was down to, 0.52. If that's the case, it lost about 40%, 42%. And it's still, I think, overbought by about 1,000 times what it should be. So I'm going to spend mine on PC parts. Damn right, buddy. Yeah, just pull out when you need to, Don't look, y'all be ready. When we come into the bear market, this bear market is going to be unlike any that we've seen. I mean, I suspect that you're going to see even Bitcoin drop by 65 to 75% at the bottom of this bear market. And don't get me wrong, the bull market that comes after it is going to be phenomenal. But if you see a Bitcoin that's at $15,000, don't freak out. I hope you get out before that. Like, watch for indicators for sure, because it's going to be a real bear market for sure. So long and short, pick a goal, find out what your goal is, figure out what your goal is, and work to attain that. Right. So my goal starting out in this was to have $5,000 worth of silver laying around, and Thursday I will have achieved that goal. It feels really good to be able to accomplish them. I want everyone to feel like I feel right now. I really do. This is good stuff. I'm not going to stop collecting medals. I thought that once I achieved what I was looking for, that maybe I would be good to go with that. And there's something about this that I don't think I'm going to stop anytime soon. I think I'll probably do another couple rounds of this if I get the opportunity to. There's a lot changing from a legal perspective right now. We've got people in our government that are trying to tax unrealized gains. If y'all don't know what the difference between realized and non-realized gains are, take a look at that, because that's pretty fucking alarming. There's a lot of changes going on right now. You've got central banks trying to create their own digital currencies. So one the other day, it was an article, day before yesterday, I think, that Jeff Bezos is doing an Amazon token now. So they're getting into the crypto game as well. And cryptocurrencies aren't going anywhere. I'm sure they're going to be around for a long time. But uranium and plutonium are very hot. You betcha, bud. Yes, Blue, I do, but not as much. And my reasoning is probably going to sound funny to you, but I hate the look of yellow gold. I always have. I've never been a fan of gold yellow. I've never owned any jewelry that was gold. It was always either a white or a silver, or in tungsten, titanium. I just don't like the way it looks. Don't get me wrong, it's a fantastic hedge, right? But it's also one that realistically for me is not usable. And the biggest thing about this particular asset for me is a way to not only store wealth, but to be able to use it in the future. Current pricing on an ounce of gold is a couple grand or something, and to get something that's here, I'll give you an idea, right? Put it into perspective. At current pricing, this one coin is like $2.40, right? So this is something that's spendable with the kind of money that I buy things with. A tenth of an ounce of gold is $200 fucking dollars, man. Right? In order to use gold as any kind of usable currency, even in an SHTF type situation, is cool. There we go. Focus, focus, focus. Oh, come on, get it. Oh, there we go. That's an old ass time. Um, it's just, it's not, I don't want to have to carry around a bag of yellow dust to make trades for anything. Um, so there's that as well. Number one, hedging our bets, storing wealth, and being able to use it if you need to for normal folks. And um, as as historically as our societies decline, more and more people start to learn to appreciate what the value is of something like that. Um, well, I mean that's what it comes down to, right? Like I don't have a problem being honest with myself, Blue. I never have. I have a tendency to be honest in front of everyone else while I'm doing it. Um, I mean, if I had my way, obviously there's reasons why I can't, like, fucking car payments and house payments and shit, right? There's no way I can completely eliminate myself from the banking world at this point. But if I had my rathers, I would just bow out from the whole system. I can't quite yet go by an island and just disappear. um, No, and I agree. There are a lot of people. I mean, but when I say a lot, that's really not a very big number. I mean, currently only about 1% of the population holds any of this. 1%, bro. That's crazy. That's crazy. That means that if I have 99 friends that don't do this. Think about that. Um, I hope to have less. I hope as I continue to share these things with people that they too will adopt my thinking. I don't know that my thinking is correct. I like to hope that it is, but I want to have, number one, an attitude that's worth catching. And they are contagious, right? I mean, we watch these assholes online that hang out together and they're all just like each other. So if a group of positive people can continue to be positive with one another, then other people look at it and appreciate it, and they want to do that as well. And I got to tell you, paying off a house feels good. Paying off your car feels good. Paying off your bills feel good. But nothing feels hold a 10-ounce chunk of fucking silver in your hand good. Nothing feels like this. It can't explain it. Yeah, true that. I mean, and there's another reason why I prefer silver over gold, and it has to do with the manipulation of the market. Um, I know that currently, that just in industrial use in silver, it's being used at a rate that's just about the same as that as we can pull it out of the ground, and that's just industrial use. This is not counting, private or industrial investors, right? So we're running out of silver. That's what's going on. Historically, silver to gold, up until the 70s, always had an offset value of about 15 to 1. And currently, it's somewhere in the markets of 70 to 1. Silver is being artificially held down in price. And as soon as look, as soon as Tesla says we're going to need some more silver to build some more batteries and it's not there, people are going to get wise to it and the numbers are probably going to get more realistic. If we take current silver pricing of, let's just use generic numbers, right, and say, okay, silver's worth, I don't think, let's see, hold on, let's take a look. We'll see what gold's worth, just so I'm not spouting weird random shit. Um, let's just run over here to APMEX and we'll take a look. Current gold is 1807 on spot. typically you're going to pay about $70 an ounce over spot. So that's almost 1900. For round numbers, I'm going to exaggerate. We'll call it, no, you know what? We'll call it 1800, easily divisible, right? So if we have 1800, right, and we do the math on that at 15 to 1, so we go 1800 divided by 15, we end up with a number of, if it can read it, boy, it's awfully bright. There you go. $120 an ounce on silver is a 15 to 1 rating to gold. If we were to see $120 an ounce, that would roughly be 4.8 to 5x current value. So this 10-ounce bar at a current price of roughly $300 suddenly now is a 15 to 1680, something like that, for this one bar. So that's another reason that I like to hedge in silver, is because I've done enough research to understand that there's something hinky going on with the pricing, and as soon as the world is forced to recognize that, then it may become a realistic number. By dinner time. Oh, you're going to eat? All right, buddy. See you later, Quasi. Anyway, I don't plan on being on here for a whole long time. I really just wanted to, number one, share my experiences with this crypto shit and how I'm converting those digital assets into, physical, solid, tangible store of wealth. I understand that the cryptos are not at all in parallel with my thinking. I'm a big fan of, if you don't hold it, you don't own it, right? This is mine. I can touch it. I can feel it. It's there. I have it. It's tangible. Cryptos are not. I can't reach my hand into the crypto bucket and stir it up, right? So it is real money. You can definitely get real money out. For folks that don't understand it, I highly recommend getting fluent. The best case scenario that I would say for anyone right now is yes, currently spot on silver, blue is, I think, 24 and change. I haven't looked at it today, but it's probably at $24.20 spot. But that's spot price. And spot price is different than sale price or retail, right? There's always going to be a premium attached to that. And what that is for the vendor that's selling it to you. That's how they get paid. So typically right now on silver, you're going to be at, let's see, the order I made last night ended up being, after all was said and done, $28 an ounce. So it's about $4 over spot currently at APMEX. So depending on what exchange you go to, the price over spot will vary from one to another. Okay, dig it. So that's the difference. And look at that, right? That's what I was kind of mentioning earlier, that like the number above spot per ounce typically is cheaper with a larger bar than a smaller bar, right? So just as another hypothetical, say I have, here, we'll do it this way. So say I have one 5-ounce bar, and I do 5 1-ounce bars, right? So let's just say that on the 5-ounce bar we're $4 over spot, and on a 1-ounce bar we're $5 over spot, right? So if that's the case, $4 over spot on a 5-ounce means it's going to cost you $20 more for this than spot price. As where if we're $5 over spot on the 1-ounce, we're going to pay $25 more for this. So by buying this one 5-ounce bar as opposed to 5 1-ounce is $5 cheaper just because of the spot pricing premium that happens on the smaller bars due to the cost of making them. Yeah, just like drugs, baby. Close, you dirty son of a bitch. So that particular stack, so I gathered up all of these and hauled them up here, is that stack combined is exactly 100 ounces. By Thursday, there will be 3 of those stacks. So there's money to be made in crypto, guys. Just be very, very careful and get it the fuck out and do something with it. If it's not this, that's fine. Just make it be something that's tangible, right? Like, yeah, protect yourself, safeguard your monies, have fun. That's the important part. And I'm telling you what, this is fun. It's a hell of a lot of fun. Big shout out to Shiba Inu and the Sheeb Army. There are a lot of folks out there really pushing the shit out of a shit coin. And if it wasn't for them, none of my happiness would be happening this week. It would probably be much, much further down the road. I've been able to stack silver much, much faster than, let's see, did you buy the 100-ounce bar last night? I did not buy a 100-ounce bar. I bought small denomination. I probably will never, ever do a 100-ounce bar. I mean, I've looked at them. I have looked at kilos as well. I think for my own personal stuff, the biggest thing I'll probably do is a 10-ounce bar. And again, allow me to fast forward my thinking. And if the relative price of silver were to reach a 15-to-1 to gold at $120 an ounce, then this one bar becomes somewhere in the markets of $1,200, right? Is that right? What we do? We did, yeah, okay. So $120 an ounce. This is 1,100. It's like $1,000 bar, right? That's only if it catches up with gold. Now, as we start to recognize the fact that there is a short on silver as compared to the asset of gold, that price could go up. There are a couple guys out there like, Max Kaiser or Robert Kiyosaki or these guys that think realistically that silver should be priced at somewhere around $300 an ounce. That's a 10x, bro. $300 an ounce makes this one piece $3,000, right? So if you have a 100-ounce bar, now you've got a $30,000 block of thing that you're trying to carry around. And it just doesn't seem like something that's feasible to me, right? So 10-ounce bars are probably going to be the biggest thing that I'm interested in, unless I fuck around and have a whole bunch more money in a big ass vault one day to store it in. I don't see that happening. But I also didn't see me having 300 ounces of fucking silver either. So that's a fun question. Thanks. No, I don't see myself buying big giant chunks of silver like that. Yeah, that would be interesting. I hadn't even considered that. Okay, well, look, I hope everybody got something out of this. I'm pretty sure I posted it public, so it should be up for the world to look at now at this point. Have fun with cryptos, y'all. Remember to get out when you're supposed to get out. Don't ride this thing into oblivion. For all you folks that are holding on to this Shiba Inu right now, watching this train fucking crash is sad for me. You should have hopped out. You should hop out now. I mean, it's still 800% up over the past month. If you got in a month ago, quit being greedy and get the fuck out before it's too late. Okay, I'm ending this. I love y'all. Have a great night.